In this chilling episode of Birkenix Garage, we install on a review Jass Performance low profile headlights.
Okay, so everything we're going to need for this, as fortunately detailed in the instructions. So we literally got a Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm socket, 13mm socket and a 14mm socket. Then you will need a 6mm drill bit, as it's going to be into plastic. The metal bit's fine, the metal or wood drill bit usually works. And according to this, you need a drilling machine. And yeah.
That is a drilling machine.
This is my drilling machine. What it doesn't say on here that you do need though is a hat when it's cold, as I've come out without mine. So my head's cold and I feel naked. But yeah, that's literally it. So nice and simple with average amateur garage tools. Okay, so first step according to the instructions is to remove the 30 amp retractor fuse, which is just here. So we'll just pop that out for the minute.
And this is to prevent it from auto-rotating, because yes, apparently they self-adjust. So there you go, that's the easy part done.
Yeah. Okay, so next step is to remove the connectors from the height adjustment motors, which are these clips here.
And here we go.
Yep, so those undone.
So it's easier if you unhook them from their socket.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to press. But we did that to use a tool to press on them, they're quite hard.
Next, grab your Phillips screwdriver. We've got 4 screws to remove, 2 on this side and 2 on the other side of the plastic cover. So as you can see, the other one's already been removed. We'll just do this quickly. Just put a little bit on each side.
There we go.
So it just kind of hooks over these, so you just got to pry it out and then pull it out.
That side a bit rusty, eh?
It is, yeah.
This side, better condition.
Next, take your 14mm wrench. Then what you want to go is for basically the flip system. So if you come down here, that's the bolt you want to hem to. So basically you want to disconnect the arm that connects the flip mechanism. You might want to put this a bit out of the way. And make sure to collect the washer as well. The low profile system. The low profile system reuse the same engine, obviously. So
yeah.
We're going to need to put those back on.
Cool.
On the other side, it is a bit tighter, but the same tool has worked well for us. If yours is thicker, maybe a spanner will work better.
Next step, grab your 10mm socket. You want to remove the 2 screws on the pivot mount. They are 10mm. So
yeah, it's hard to see some light, but you've got it one here. You can barely see. It's a lot clearer on the other side.
Yep, so on the other side, it's just this bit right here.
That's it.
So yeah, that's where the light pivots.
And the ratchet fit in both sides. In this side, it's obviously a bit tricky to get in there. And here we go, remove. And the next step is just to push those in.
Cool, right, so yeah, we're just going to push those screws in on either side. They are a bit of a pain to get out, so I'm going to try pushing it with this, and you give the frame a bit of a shake and it will come through.
Alright, one thing you want to do is obviously remove those plugs there. You need to squeeze on each side,
Sort of like that.
and you know, the thinner finger you have, the better. I've managed to do that other side, so let's do that side now. Next, you want to remove those little flappy bits. The instruction actually says they're screws, but they're actually clips on.
Yeah, they're like weird popup clips.
Yeah, luckily it's trying to remove them over there.
I've got 2 of them though, but there's a metal lip in front of it, so it's hard to get anything over it.
But you know, the other one you just squeeze at the back and push and they come out.
Alright, so now what we want to do is take that off. The instruction actually says to remove 3 screws, but it's actually 2 screws and a spring here. spring up here, and then you've got screw here, so that's the screw with the plastic holder, and a screw here. So basically all the screw, all the systems that hold that light in. When you're done, you can just get this bad boy out. Bosh. New headlight for Lee's bike.
Okay, so if unlike us you're using the bulbs that were in the lights to begin with, now's the time to take them out. So just a rubber mount off the back, unhook the wire bit from there, and then your bulb should just come straight out. But we're putting brand new bulbs in anyway. So the fitting's pretty much the same in the new ones. So got your rubber mounts on the back. Careful not to lose your screws. Rubber mounts come off the back. And just pop your new one in. This will only go in one way. Just have a look. Oh, there we go. Right, so like that. So you've got your one notch there, two notches there. So just in. That's it. Put them in like that. And your cover goes over the top. So you poke your 3 pins out. Making a pig's ear of this. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, nice easy bulb change.
Next, we need to remove those things. Try to keep it straight and just yank off.
Yeah, this is where I show how weak I am. That's it.
There we go.
Okay, so the next stage is to mount your new pivot arms. So what you want is for the hole in the middle there. As you slot it into place, it's gonna the back of this rivet bracket, the pivot point, sorry, is gonna go through the hole, just like that. If you can see it. Okay, so then from here, this edge should line up. The 2 edges should line up for the original bracket, and the bottom with this bottom part here. Then what we're going to do is mark out where the holes are with a Sharpie or equally good tool. There we go. Then we're going to drill some holes there for the new bolts.
That will be with a 6mm drill bit.
Yep.
Here we go. You want some quite strong drill bit on that, guys. Metal is quite hard.
Yeah, it's quite strong steel. I found it easier as well to drill a pilot hole first, so a smaller drill bit.
Made a mistake. Here we go. All of your hardware is into one bag, so it's not always clear, but this one you want the... See, you don't want the one with the color inside, you just want the plain one. So at this step you actually want a couple of tools with 10mm that will help you tighten, or you know, make it nice and strong.
Yeah.
There we go, that's your final piece. And the hole I've made, line up like we said, line up at the back, at the front, bolt on tight, and there you go, fancy arm.
Okay then, now that the pivot arm's on, next part is your adapter frame for the new light. So you've got 3 mounting points, one at the top there, well one at the bottom actually, because this is the bottom of the light. And then you've got the 2 corners here and here. I don't know if you can see, but you've got a square hole there and a square hole there. That literally bolts in over those 3.
And as you can tell here, that's the hardware to use with the spring here. Push, 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 push.
Cool beans. You can't really see this from the back, so basically you have your screw going in through the bottom, same on both sides.
Yeah, so that's the ones that are flat like that.
With a hex
at
nut
the top.
At the top, yeah. So then once it's through, you want your washer, spring, and then your lock nut. So it does it like that. Apparently you don't do it up too tight because it's to allow for pivoting.
That's right. And then this one here at the top, you actually reuse the old one.
Yeah, use your original 30-year-old rusty as hell bolt.
Yeah, for some reason they provide everything else. For some reason, that one there, they decided to like. It's in the instruction, yeah. Because we were a bit confused.
Yeah, we
were looking for that bit of hardware, and actually lower down it says that you have to reuse the same one. Yeah. We will have to go back anyway to sort out the rust on them, and when we come back we will change that hardware as well because it's terrible.
Definitely put some new screws in.
Anyway, let's put those stuff in and see you after that. Here we go, we've got our frames on.
It's a bit of a tricky one, but
yeah, some of those bolts here at the back, because you've got like a spring system, really tricky. If you can remove the top of the frame, we recommend doing it. We had the Go Butter one are like too hard to like.
It's rusted in and painted in.
Yeah, too much effort. So
too much effort, definitely.
Because we'll come back to clean that up properly. We'll do it for next time. At the moment, we just want to put the kit in and see it on.
Okay, right then. So now we're ready to install the new headlight. Okay, you've got a couple of holes in the frame. So that will be these screws at the back here. So they're going to go into there. And to make sure you know it's the right way up, it actually says top at the top of the headlight, which is good.
And both of the headlights are exactly the same, same number part and stuff, so they can go in either side.
Yeah, there's no left and right. They're all both the same.
Anyway, let's put those on.
Okay, right. So before we reinstall the lights, we've got to change this backstop here. So basically, with as the original lights are bigger, they come down further, and we'll butt up against here. But as these ones are smaller, we need an extended one.
That comes with the kit.
Which comes with the kit, yeah. But what they do ask you to do is use the original rubber mounts. So
the idea is basically this will go there.
Yeah, just so it comes up further, as you can see. So first things first.
The rubber mount is here.
Yeah.
So your headlight doesn't bash onto the metal.
There
we go.
So it just pushes on over the top. So we'll remove this and replace it with the new one. Looks like 10mm.
Will make sense.
It makes sense, yeah. Ready to install the first one.
Same as the reverse process.
Yeah,
Let me get. Get the arm in the hole first, so otherwise the arm is in the way.
Yeah.
Alright, after one hell of a nightmare, really, bloody hell. We've got both side on, and that's a nightmare is that arm down here is basically, I don't know why, they've got the ball joint so close to where the nut is, it's absolute nightmare. And those really one here, the pivot one, is just on here. Here you've got room. Here, oh, it's nice and comfy.
It's difficult, but there's room. This side's even harder.
This side is just like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Really good luck with that. I mean, we started at what? 2:30?
Oh. Yeah, about 2:30, yeah.
And it is now 6:30. We've been 4 hours at it, and we still technically have the side to install.
Oh,
put the fuse back, actually checking whether they actually go up and down properly, adjust them. So yeah, I mean, at least we get some of the look, an idea of the look already, you know, and maybe it is going to be worth all that trouble, but yeah.
Oh, it will be, it'll look great.
But yeah,
what they should have said in the instructions is remove these top plates first.
Yeah, remove the top plate, and if anything, remove that tank as well.
Yeah.
By this spot, yeah.
Put that back on now.
Yeah, because if you had removed that on those cover on, would have been nice and easy. The instructions don't say to remove them, and they were a bit hard to remove, so we thought, the instruction don't say so. But after the instructions show you picture of them with them off.
Yeah, funny that.
They just forgot to mention that actually you might want to take them off. So yeah, if you're going to do this, that off, the tank over there. Probably will save you like an hour and a half of like
Definitely.
banging your head against the wall. Alright, we've got the bulb back on. Lead just dropped the fuse.
Son of a...
Put the light on to see if... Alright, so that works. Yeah. Press again. Alright, they need to be adjusted when closed.
Yep.
Alright, so we've got one side done. As you can see, it's another day because we spent many hours last time already.
Many hours.
We basically had to pop this stuff out of the motors and then replace it while it was up, do it again, adjust the arm, that arm here slightly. That's only good for small adjustment, you don't have that much play into that. And now we're trying to do the other side. You can see Lee's having some fun there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room to work with. But yeah, because you've got to get the plate initially in the right sort of location first. Because there's not necessarily enough adjustment length on the arm itself to adjust it. So I'm hoping that's going to be about right.
Yeah, and this time we actually went ahead and took the coolant overflow tank out of the way.
God, yeah, do that first. It gives you so much more room to work with. It makes it significantly easier.
That's probably the first thing you should remove is that.
Yeah.
And then those cover as well if you can, like we said before. And after further research since the last time we did a video, we actually got the worst way. So apparently in later version, instead of having Phillips screwdriver on the side here for the covers, they actually have proper, you can put like a wrench on it.
Yeah.
Which makes them a lot easier to remove, because those ones are like such a pain.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go for it. They close nicely, they open nicely. But this one is perfect, and this one is not. You can see it's pointing down a bit. Trying to adjust them so they open and close the same way. Yeah, now we've got tiny bit of a gap when it's closed. Not bad, but we do have it a bit. What do you reckon?
There's a bit of difference, but yeah, it's not a huge amount.
Tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah. When you're going past someone at 140 miles an hour, they won't see it.
Nah, exactly, you know. Plus, you know, if you consider we are going to dismantle them at some point, probably next winter.
Yeah.
When we want to, like, you know, it'd be a good stuff to do next winter, actually just go over all the rust. And just because of this one here.
Yeah, it's going to be taken apart again anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, I say job done.
Yeah, I'll say that's good enough for now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not much of a difference.
No. I mean, after, you know, guys, if it's, if you're not, unlike us, you're not going to go back in to actually sort out all the rust and do a proper, you know, dismantle of everything again, then spend the time and effort to get it right.
Yeah.
Just literally keep moving the pivot and adjusting the arm until they're both bang on, open and close. But in your case, it will do for now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fiddling about. We've got other stuff to do as well.
Yeah. There you go, put one side cover on. Lee is going to show you in a minute how to put it on. That's actually the easiest part of the whole job.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually, is it?
Yeah, and also careful following the instruction. Here they tell you to use the 10mm, and need to embed the 10mm spacer on the inner side.
It's actually the outer side you want.
That's right, the inner side will make you think it's this side. But yes, it is this side, this bolt here that needs the 10mm. But anyway.
Cool, okay then. So, have a look around this side. Okay, so that's your 10mm spacer.
Whee.
Okay, pop your screw through the first bit. And slide that in there. Okay, I'll sort the height out in a sec. I just want to get the screws in. Okay, next one. If you don't do that, that's better.
If you've seen a video before, it's sort of one of Lee's specialties.
Yeah, I've got real butterfingers.
It's good for some things, not good for everything.
No, absolutely not. So once you've recovered your screw back out, you can put the other side on. Just get the last one in, I'll just make sure the height's adjusted properly. So just get that sort of up and level. So it's sort of pushed up against the inside here. Okay, that's all there is to it. Easy when you don't drop stuff in the engine bay.
Nice.
But yeah, there we go.
That's all the steps done.
That's all of it, yeah.
Now we just have to like take some fancy picture of the job and talk about our experience with it and what we think of the kit.
It was definitely quite an experience. Just make sure that still goes up and down.
Oh, there you go, guys. After, I don't know, with all the adjustment and stuff, I think how many time we spent? 5?
Probably about 5 hours in total, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 hours in total, you know. The kit comes with instruction, but the instruction can be a bit misleading.
Yeah, they're not fantastic. And the pictures aren't very clear either as to what you're actually trying to
No.
do. So the pictures are for a very rough guide only,
Yeah.
I'd say.
And like we said in the video, basically removing the cover and removing the coolant overflow tank is definitely, it's not in the instruction, but do it. If you're going to do this job, do it. It just makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, you'll save so much time. Trying to assemble the bracket in the back was quite difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Without removing the top part first. And then, just not having the coolant bottle in the way, making it significantly harder to actually adjust the pivot on the driver's side.
Yeah, after kit quality wise, you know, I think it's okay. After, for the price you pay, is it correct? I don't know. You know, to some extent, you know, where you change the pivot, like here on the motor, for them, where you've got the pivots that change, it's just so close to the bolt. Basically, when you tighten up the bolt to attach the arm to the motor, the bolt basically screw up the joint.
There's like a washer on the ball joint itself, and there's such a small gap that the bolt it will chew up the washer. It's really hard to get it out of the way.
Yeah, all you would have needed is like that pivot point to be slightly higher up, just to leave enough room so you could, you know, making it tight on everything is going to be a pain in the neck.
Yeah, definitely.
If you just want the low profile look, but you don't care about them opening and closing, I would strongly recommend just, you know, keeping them open like that. Put yourself a light, make it a static feature.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a lot cheaper and tons easier, and you can remove like all the motors from the headlights and stuff like that. So you know you can
you're saving weight as well, aren't you then?
Yeah, you save weight and remove bunch of like cables and stuff from your engine bay. So for engine bay shaving, it's probably best to just go with like plain static, you know, open up like that.
And personally, I love the flip up lights. I think they look great.
I think
these do look considerably better than the original lights because the car has a big surprise look when they come up, doesn't it? 'Cause it's great
Yeah,
big
no,
round lights.
it's a big round. And like I was telling Lee, to some extent, considering they're round, you had rounded pop-up headlight back in the days on cars, and they were actually round at the top as well. You know, so at least when it pops, you still have that round shape. Where here you just got like such a big round headlight
Yeah.
that opens up in like a very square.
Yeah, it
Frame,
looked a
you
bit
know?
weird. Whereas,
So here at least now you've got the square frame, but you've got the square light.
yeah,
Yeah,
it needs
you
to look a
can
lot
see.
better. Yeah, it's a much better look,
Yeah, much prefer it.
more aggressive looking.
Well, you know, if you fancy doing that to your MX5, definitely go for it. We are no professional, and
No,
you know,
definitely not.
took us some time, but we got there in the end.
Yeah,
So it's doable. You know, just be patient.
be patient. Yeah, and again, those few little tips will save you so much extra time as well. It will make the job a hell of a lot quicker than we
Yeah.
did.
So I mean,
But,
you know,
yeah.
after next for the old BG Schtroumpf, it's probably going to be the body kit. And at
Yeah.
least, you know, we won't have all the engine mods done, but at least we will have the body kit, the headlight, and that will be already, well, most of the external styling at least already in place.
Yeah.
And then we can start, you know, adding turbos and cool stuff in there.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
But anyway, guys, if you've got any comment or question about this Jass Performance kit, just put them below and we will reply. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notification, you know, exciting content.
Yeah, so we're still doing three
times a week.
videos a week. Yeah,
Exactly, so you know, we keep you guys entertained.
yeah, keeps us busy as well.
That's right. And yeah,
Yeah,
see you
see you
in
in the next one then.
one.
Right. Bye bye.
Bye.